Hey people, it's me, Untitled Content again. I know it's been a while, mainly because, summer hiatus. Also because of some weird issues with my mom, but for privacy's sake, I'm not going to go into them here. More importantly, today's playthrough is, well, if you read the title of the video, we're going back to Pikmin, because back when I did the 2025 playthrough, I kinda missed a day. I know that's a pretty extreme overreaction, but I also wanted to play this game again. It's fun. Albeit a bit annoying compared to the other entries in the series, but it works pretty well as a series opener. Anyway, new ship's log. I think we all know how this begins. Olimar heads off on vacation in his fancy-ass spaceship, when suddenly he accidentally crosses paths with a meteor. Well, presumably accidentally. There's some theories about this, but I'll go into that later. Anyway, he's sent crashing towards the planet, and his ship's parts fly off in all directions. That's where our story begins. At the impact site. Where am I? My name is Captain Ullum. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. Yep, that's right. To whatever Olimar species is. Apparently oxygen is like poisonous for them. We can breathe it just fine, but for them it's pretty much death. Anyway, my life support systems can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then. No! Best not to think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. But how? This planet is so vast and I am so very small. What's that strange red object on the ground? A strange thing has happened before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and now has produced an adorable little sprout. This sprout emits a strange light, and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind. I cannot help but think it is calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press A. Luckily, he's like right there, so that's pretty easy. Well, was pretty easy, but you get what I'm saying. Extraordinary! When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage. It just stands there staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pikmin brand carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it and throw it with A, and I will call it to my side with B. Perhaps it will react to pressing X or moving the right joystick while holding L as well. The following controls appear to allow me several viewpoints. I must survive! I need to familiarize myself with these controls and my surroundings. But for right now, priorities. Get to work, little guy. Astonishing! The onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be some sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. And if you're wondering how I'm breezing through this thing, look. I don't need to tell you that I've played this tutorial a billion times before. Even before I started recording. I even practiced over the summer, so, you know, I'm ready for this thing. The Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for a child. I mean, impossible for an individual. Not... Anyway. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all I've learned of Pikmin Hunt. I ain't reading all that. I like Olimar, but not that much. Amazing! There's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important part of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled before me, smiled upon me. But how will I get it back to the dolphin? With min power, of course. It's supposed to be... Well, I don't have to explain the pun to you, okay? So, while we're waiting, I might as well talk a little bit about some shows I've been watching recently. Now, honestly, I will say that the entertainment industry has kind of, shit the bed recently. But there is still some up points. I've heard that the latest arc of One Piece is good, but I have a long way to go. I mean, I just now got past Marineford, and the post-time skip is gonna feel even longer because even after you get past Fishman Island, which, by the way, I've heard some differing opinions about it, there's still, like, Punk Hazard and Dressrosa. Not to mention the filler stuff, but you can kind of just skip over that. That being said, there is one filler arc I kind of want to watch. It's like right between Fishman Island and Punk Hazard. I think it's called like Z's Ambition or something. It's about this giant girl. It's about this giantess who gets shrunken down for whatever reason. And Luffy and the others agree to help get her back to her family or something like that. I always kind of liked her. And thought that she deserved a role in something else, like... Maybe if they do a movie in the style of One Piece Fan Letter, where another kid is inspired by a different Straw Hat, by a different underrated Straw Hat. I'm not gonna say, like, it has to be a member of the core crew, like Usopp or Sanji or anything like that. Because I think we already ran into a kid in another filler arc. I think it was, like, G8 or something that was inspired by it. Oh, One Piece will have to wait, I gotta read this. When many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I find it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll try to get it all done at once by holding A until I pick all the Pikmin from the ground. I've noticed that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flush with bright color. At other times, they revert to a paler hue and give off a dim glow. Paying close attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. Anyway, back to One Piece. Honestly, I've thought that a good idea for a movie would probably kind of be to do what One Piece fan letter did, but with a different straw hat. I'm imagining instead of like Nami, it's like Frankie. He's hella underrated. I even got some ideas and some concepts, and I could even try to fit in some more characters from the filler arcs. Give them a chance to shine again. Come on. You're saying they don't deserve it. And don't answer that. Internet geeks who only watch the manga-covered stuff. Yeah, but I hardly think this is the time to be talking about One Piece. Besides, there was something else I wanted to talk about. There was another show I wanted to talk about. But we'll take care of that by the day end thing. Oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step back toward home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly. But what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. Anyway. The reason I bring up the whole modern entertainment thing is because there's a couple shows I've been watching. Some episodic ones that come out week by week. The first one is X-Men 97 Season 2. I've watched it and I liked it. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because season finale actually came out recently. And I'm not spoiling anything here, but it was a pretty big deal. I will say that a certain blue skin character does die by the end of it. Not gonna say who though. Just watch it and be ready to kiss one of the X-Men goodbye. Honestly, I think the season was, regardless of what anyone else thinks, I actually thought the season was pretty good. Though I will say that, I feel like the final battle of the season should have gone on a bit longer. What happened? Disney run out of money or something? but now that I say that out loud, I'm kind of afraid I'll find out the answer whether I want to or not. But despite how it may look at some points, it's not the series finale. It seems like we have at least like one more coming. We have like at least one more coming. Yeah, but the next one I'll talk about at the day end, after the day end screen. One day since impact, I have somehow managed to launch the dolphin, but I was surprised to see the onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface, or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems like they will help again tomorrow. The dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I cannot find them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hokatate. Analysis shows that life support systems will only function for 29 more days. How can I repair my ship in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the keys to my survival, I'll name it the Forest of Hope. I'll explore it tomorrow. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the new season of Futurama. Now, I don't think I've talked about this on camera, but I liked the first season. I liked the first season of the reboot, mostly. But then after that, I don't know. If you ask me, it just kinda fell off. Especially around season 12. I just kept watching, hoping/expecting it to get better, and it never did. Okay? It never did. And about half of season 13 was... Well, I'll just give it to you straight. It was shit. At least it was less consistently shit than 12, but I don't even know what the writers were going through then. And I don't want to know. Season 14, it finally looks like they're heading in the right direction. The newest episode, the one about space pirates, it actually feels like something from the old days. It actually almost feels exactly like something from the old days. Now, a lot of people have some debates on the best point of the show, but I think most of it is like the first two seasons, but I think it was mostly good all the way through, with the exception of a few episodes scattered here and there. Especially season 9. I won't say anything other than that soda machine can rot in hell. But it felt like a concrete... And then the last episode came up. It felt like a legitimate, concrete finale, and it even suggested the idea that the entire series up to that point was one big time loop. And then the new season came up. And Fry spent all of it binging one show. I mean, not that I'm saying I can't relate, but... yeah. Well, you know. I don't know. Just feels like... I've said this before, but it just feels like nowadays major media corporations are so out of ideas that they just bring back anything that was popular like 10, 20 years ago. I mean, sometimes it works. And then other times it just comes back and bites them on the ass. But I think that's about enough. It's reading about a half hour now, and I only wanted this to be about like 15 minutes max. So, enough ranting. I got some stuff to do, and then I'll be back, so... Thanks for watching up to this point, and see you soon. Hey guys, welcome back. Now I know it was longer than I said it would be, because a whole day has passed more than a day has passed between recording segments, but I'm hoping I can wrap this up tonight and have it ready to start editing by tomorrow. Anyway, my dolphin has returned to the surface, along with the Pikmin's onion. Being alone on this somewhat strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy, so I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. All I need to do is stand in the light beneath the onion and press A. So our objective today is clear. Knock down the gate and... Anyway, knock down the gate and... Another intriguing discovery. A local variety of grass produces a sort of yellow nectar. When the Pikmin drink this delicacy, they instantly mature into flowers. This apparent Pikmin favorite seems to be full of nutrition. Closer observation is needed to determine the strengths and peculiarities of these flower Pikmin. Oh crap, my phone's running out of battery. Well, I may not be able to get this all done tonight, but... damn it, I'm gonna try my best. Ooh, yeah. Nope, 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 nope. Nobody's going to pick that up. At least not yet. That's another important part, the eternal fuel dynamo. But we don't need that yet. The ship needs at least 25 out of the... oh shit, alright. Let's try this again. This time I got this. I know what I did wrong first time. I got overconfident. I took things too lightly. I won't make the same mistake twice. Alright, I did it! I was a bit worried for a second there, but we pulled it out. Alright, we're doing good. Sneak up behind him and overwhelm him with numbers. My clock has indicated the coming of noon. From now on, I must pay close attention to the sun meter on my monitor and choose my actions accordingly. So it is best for me to review my monitor's data. Across the top of my monitor are the sun meter and day display. At the bottom are my spacesuit damage meter and Pikmin gauges. From the left, these numbers reflect Pikmin under my command, Pikmin in the field, and total Pikmin, including those in onions. To adjust my monitor, I can move R to rotate the camera, press ZL to zoom, and move down on the right joystick to look down from above. I can also press the plus button for a detailed computer analysis. Alright. I think we're doing pretty well so far. And by the way, I'm sorry I skipped over the noon approaching text box. The color is different, but it seems to be a Pikmin nonetheless. First glance suggests that this one has what in some circles would be considered very large ears. It looks like it may weigh less than the others. In what other ways might it be different from the red Pikmin? I must be sure to observe it closely. I can hold my Pikmin for a moment with A, then swap to another by pressing R. At least Almar knows all the controls beforehand. Has he been reading up on GameCube? Has he been reading up on GameCube tech demos? Because remember, this game came out in like, what, 2001, 2002? Back when the GameCube was like a brand spanking new console, so it had a long way to go to compete with games like Super Smash Bros. Melee and Luigi's Mansion and Mario Sunshine, but You ask me, I think they did a good job with it. The yellow Pikmin have picked up some peculiar stones. Why did they decide to grab them? This action seems to be instinctive to the yellow Pikmin. But just what are these strange glowing stones? Brightly glowing cracks cover them. Perhaps these cracks indicate that there's tremendous power locked away within. This merits further research. Whoops. The glowing rocks the yellow Pikmin picked up seem to be powerful explosive stones. Perhaps these stones can be used as weapons. The bomb rocks are dangerous, so I must be careful when using them. But they should be able to blast away the stone walls that block the pathways. I may be able to even use them against some of the wild creatures. I must be vigilant. When I throw bomb rock carrying Pikmin and give them orders, they will toss their bomb rocks at nearby walls or obstacles. The explosive power of the bomb rocks is tremendous, so I must keep my distance. And so must the other yellow Pikmin, evidently. I'll go get this after. There's no way to escape those stupid pincers. I have made yet another Pikmin-related discovery. Just as when I was about to exceed 100 Pikmin in the field, the onion stopped expelling seeds, yet the total number of Pikmin continued to climb. It seems that once there are 100 Pikmin in the field, subsequent seeds get stored inside the onion. Thus, no more than 100 Pikmin can be in the field at one time in any area. That seems to be the case. Look, we're all gonna have to work together to do this. So. Damn slow. I want to get this thing back to... back to the dolphin by sundown. I gotta... Oh, shit. Forgot about the red Pikmin. Wait, maybe I can get them to help me. Oh shit. My clock is indicating the approach of sunset. Pikmin waiting beneath the dolphin and onions will probably enter the onions on their own. But if I don't call the stragglers back into my group, they may not be able to get back. I am sure that the Pikmin still planted are safe, but I am somewhat concerned about leaving Pikmin to fend for themselves in the darkness. I'm not gonna make it, am I? Nope. Let me give it another try. All I can see is the Bulborb's fat red ass. It's my whimsical radar. With this, I'll be able to see all nearby ship parts in just a single glance. I just press plus to check it. This find fills me with great hope. Glad to hear it, Almar. Alright, the whimsical radar is back in commission. This important part can detect the locations of the other missing parts. The radar will be added to my monitor, where I can press plus to view. I can scan with the left joystick or zoom with the right joystick. This will surely help me in my search for the remaining parts. I have now recovered 2 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 3 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Good to hear it, Ollie. Ollie Mario. As you should be. Most of this planet's life is nocturnal, so... Come on. Come on, keep going! 6... 5... 4... Alright, I did it! I actually pulled it off! This should light things up. No more candles for me. I have now recovered 3 out of 30 parts. Now we're up to 2 before the upgrade. Two days since impact. It appears many of my ship's parts have landed in this region. If I can just recover the parts of my radar... You already have. Yet, there seems to be many hostile life forms here. If I am attacked and should take damage. I must make it to my ship, stand in front of it, and press A to perform suit repairs. As I explore, I must pay attention to my suit's damage meter in the bottom left corner of the screen. Well, that took way longer than it should have. I promise the next part will not take nearly as long. And I'm not gonna start ranting about media today unlike last time. I think I got out everything I wanted to say. Oh, other than the fact that we're gonna go see the new Spider-Man tomorrow, all that I've heard a couple things about it, but most of what I've heard is that it's really good, so... I'm gonna go check it out and see it for myself. But that's tomorrow, so... See you soon, guys. Okay. Day 3. Here we go. Today's objective is get some more parts. Not sure how many yellow Pikmin I'm gonna need to knock down the bomb gate, so I'm gonna take a guess. Look, it's been a while, but I don't remember all of the intricacies of this game, alright? Need more bombs to take down the gate. And a good way to do that, get more yellow Pikmin. Get more yellow Pikmin. So, yeah. I think we've kind of reached the dull spot of the year. Though I will say I did go watch Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man yesterday, and actually liked it. Didn't really have anything to do with the rest of the MCU, but honestly, more than anything, I actually think that helped it. I heard there's a couple other movies supposed to come out this year. A couple ones that caught my eye were, there's this one Disney movie. People are calling it a rip-off of the Owl House, which I think is fair enough. And it does kind of feel like a spit in the face of Dana Terrace, who worked so hard for the Owl House and who Disney kind of screwed. But that's kind of why Knights of Guinevere exists now, doesn't it? It's a not very disguised allegory of her time at Disney. I'm gonna use the red Pikmin to try and take out the Bulborb. You remember this strategy from the last time I played this, which was a day or two ago, I believe. Actually, I have a job for the red Pikmin to do, so... let's not get rid of them yet. Okay. Now then, let's leave them there for now, but... Excess bombs will be used to help detonate the... Oh no, this is the minefield full of those bugs. Oh shit. Okay, there's one more gate I want to knock down, and then... It's the extraordinary bolt! I bought this incredible bolt because the salesman told me it is of extraordinary quality that is indiscernible to the average person. Exactly what makes it so extraordinary is a secret. But just look at it. Extraordinary. Are you sure you didn't get screwed, Olimar? Because to me it just... looks like the only extraordinary thing about it is how fucking heavy it is. Maybe it's just me, though. Alright, the shock absorber. Alright, no other captain. I played a lot of Pikmin 2 to practice, and... Now then, you guys are gonna come with me and help the Pikmin over by the extraordinary bolt lift the thing. Anyone else acts as security detail. / bay. This nifty little device counteracts the shaking and swaying experienced in typical spaceflight. I have now recovered 4 out of 30 parts. If I can find just one more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Oh, how dare you! We're gonna need to tear through everything if we're gonna get that last part in time. This bolt's bolt holds the kind of value that only a true connoisseur can understand. I have now recovered 5 out of 30 parts, increasing the dolphin's capabilities. My search can now cover a wider area. Now the ship's actually starting to look better. Aside from the slightly warped hole. But I'm not sure if we're gonna make it to that last part in time. We've gotta try, though. This rate, they're gonna spend the rest of the day trying to knock that gate down. I can't gather the Pikmin! Wait a minute. Let me have one more crack at this. I think I can get it. I think my problem was I was wasting time when I should have been making moves. But I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. I'm gonna go to the Forest of Hope, and I'm not coming out until I have the Nova Blaster, the Shock Absorber, and the Extraordinary Bolt. I've almost got all the parts. All I need is a little more time and the red Pikmin's help. I've found the Nova Blaster! This emits a dazzling burst of light capable of destroying almost anything. I'm not exactly sure about this. Emotional brochure claims that its blast can travel in the currents of space-time, smashing through stars and into the rifts of space. And Olimar has a gun like that on his ship? And why doesn't he use it more often? Then again, the asteroid did kind of come out of left field, and there are some theories that there was interdimensional interference around the time of the original crash, so... I have made yet another Pikmin-related discovery. Just when I was about to exceed 100 Pikmin in the field, the onion stopped expelling seeds. Yet the total number of Pikmin continued to climb. It seems that once there are 100 Pikmin in the field, subsequent seeds get stored inside the onion. Thus, no more than 100 Pikmin can be in the field at one time in any area. When did you suddenly turn to a xenobiologist? This is a weapon of such incredible destructive force that it can blast stars into tiny pieces. It has a strange allure. I have now recovered 6 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 6 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities again. And if you hear some background noise, that's my brother and my dad. There's only 3 more treasures in the area, but all of them I need the blue Pikmin for, so that'll have to wait a little bit. And if you don't know what the blue Pikmin are, maybe you should go watch my original playthrough, or just play the game yourself. I recommend you play the game yourself. Anyway, since there's nothing left to do in this day, let's just go to sunset. Rick Ramon. 3 days since impact. I now add yellow Pikmin to my list of discoveries. These creatures can wield bomb rocks, so perhaps I can use them to blast down rock walls and open up new regions. Red and yellow Pikmin, as well as bomb rock carriers, break into squads when dismissed with X. If I grab one for a moment by holding A, I can swap Pikmin by then pressing R. Anyway, that's it for this time, folks. Thanks for watching, and, oh boy, if I'm gonna fit in all the footage, this is gonna be a nightmare to edit, but... you know what? I don't want to do what I've done other years and just say that I'm going to do this and then never actually deliver. I promise that I will try to get everything I announced in the channel schedule done by the end of this year. By the time you're seeing this, it's Monday the following week. I'm hoping to be done by Friday. I'm hoping to be done by Wednesday at the soonest and Friday at the latest. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you again, and I will see you very soon.